Hello, welcome to Flooring Models Kit Review Time. Today we've got MRP's acrylic figure painting range here. Again, MRP paints, I am a big fan. You can probably see in the wall behind me. I do love their colours, and recently we looked at their new range of acrylic paints, which worked absolutely fantastic, no problem at all. But it was always that thing, MRP paints are very thin, they're designed to be airbrushed and stuff like that. These paints though, a little bit different, they're a lot thicker, enabling them to be used with certain types of thinners. So we've got their own little thinners down here, retarders, and that makes them absolutely fantastic for figure painting. So what we got down here is just a small selection of the range that they do, really all the flesh tones and colours, your highlights, your low lights, your shadows and things like that. But their paints look absolutely gorgeous. So I thought we'd just have a look at a few of their sort of standard colours, see the consistency of the paint, how they work and things like that. So over here we have them in their standard little bottles, they're little plastic dropper bottles just like this. So we've got a pure white and a matte black. Okay, so usual thing, they sound really thick and very gooey, so you're going to need to give them a damn good mix up because obviously they will separate. So we'll just give these a little bit of a shake. Okay, down in the bottle you will find a break of the seal. We have the standard pipette dropper type ones just down here like this. Okay, so let's just have a play in here. You can see immediately how thick this is compared to their normal ones. This is probably on a par, I would say, with your sort of Vallejo white top paints. Okay, for sort of figure painting. Okay, let's have a look at the bit of the black as well. And again, very nice strong colours. So we've got a nice new brush and we can just have a look down in the dish here. So again, as you probably see, very nice coverage. It levels out very nicely without any need of retarder or anything else like that. It looks quite nice. So over here we've got a little bit of plasticard. It's got a little bit of black already down on here. So what we're going to do is just going to have a little bit of a hand paint with these and just see how they cover. Okay, so we're going on to black. And hopefully you can see it does self-level quite nicely already. Okay, so we're just going to string this out as much as we can just to see what happens, and it has got very nice, it's blurring together, there's no heavy duty brush marks or anything else in there like that. Okay, let's just take a little bit of the black, we're just going to mix a couple of the colours together. Again, that seems to work very nicely. Even on the flow, nice smooth colour coming together, and again it's levelling out, no problem at all. So the other thing you can actually get is this, which is their thinner, which is their acrylic thinners. Now to be honest, I've smelt it, I've even tasted it, just trying to work out what this is. Okay, so we're just going to put a drop, one drop, just down into the paints, just down in here. We're just going to give this a bit of a mix up, just to see how nice and smooth we can get this. So we're just going to take a little bit of the black, we're going to make up a light grey, and again that works very nicely, nice and smooth in colour. And again we're just going to pop it down here, and actually that works really nice. When you've got a little bit of thinner in this, it's beautiful because you can brush this on, and I'm deliberately trying to put stripes into it, and as you can see it's actually blurring across here. So let's just try a little bit of an overcoat. Okay, so what we're doing now, you've got the lighter area, we're just trying to overcoat and blend in, and actually that gives a very nice effect. When you're overcoating, you can see you get a little bit on there, it's self-leveling, it's a nice smooth solid colour down into that. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to take a little bit of the darker, I'm just going to mix a little bit more in here with the thinners and such. Okay, and then again you can see how beautifully this paints on. Normally, you know, and we're talking really Tamiya acrylics, things like that, they're not really 100% designed for hand painting, so you get a little bit of streaking in there. Adding a little drop of thinners in there can work absolutely fantastic, because what that enables it does is give it time to level, and it self-levels, which makes your hand painting a far nicer experience on this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick what have we got here? Rosy skin, we've also got pale skin. I'm probably pale skin. No, I'm a little bit go over that. I'm just going to try for a skin colour, sunny skin. Let's have a sunny skin. Okay, and we're just going to try a drop of this. Okay, now these obviously haven't been fully mixed. You really want to give them a little bit more. Okay, so we're just going to add a little bit of sunny skin just down in here. Alright, we're just going to clean off our brush a little bit. Okay, so we're going to try this one neat. Okay, so we're just going to grab a little bit here, and we're just going to put a little bit in. So again, you can see a little bit stripy. Okay, then what we're going to do, just going to do a little bit of backfilling, and you can see it's not covered 100% or that type of thing we was looking for. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take a drop of thinners. I'm just going to put it next to it. Okay. So we're just adding a little bit of thinners into this mix. Okay, I'm going to try this again, and it does, it's lovely. With the thinners, you can see it has time to self-level and go across, and that's the difference. When it's got time to self-level, it gives a very nice muted skin look without the brush marks in there and all the rest of it. And hopefully you can see down on here, it's covered it absolutely fantastic. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a little bit of the black, a little bit of this. I'm just going to change this colour to more of a browny grey. Again, I think that covers really very nicely. Again, good, smooth, solid colour, blends beautifully. So last little test here, we're just going to try and cut in with one edge to another. Okay, so we're just going to, these are still wet on both accounts. And what I'm going to do is just going to try and feather these edges in. Just a little bit. And those go really very nicely. I do like that effect. Okay. Now, one of my favourite retarders, to be honest, is the Tamiya Acrylic Retarder, which is this stuff. So when I ever do any hand painting, which I'll be honest with you, isn't tons, I love to use just a drop of this stuff. So what I want to do is I'm just going to take a little bit on a brush, not tons, and we're just going to come on this side and we're just going to place it down in here, and I'm just going to mix it just to see what happens. You can use Tamiya's acrylic retarder, and then what will happen, and what I'm going to try and do is take out these black lines just a little bit, and again you can see how it self-levels, covering in those. And it seems to work a treat. A nice flow. And it's bleeding in and blending in. Really nice indeed, no problem with those at all. And that's really it. There's not a lot more I can say about it, if we're honest. It seems to work extremely well. No problems at all with it. Let's give that a bit of a clean. Okay, it's one of those things where if you're a figure painter, paints are your world. Okay, so finding a good paint that works for you is absolutely essential for doing this one. We've got a great range of scene colours down in here and various things. So we've got your standard flat black and white, no problem at all. We've got down in here a sunny yellow, we've got down in here a magenta, we've got down there a cyan, we've got down there undead skin, which it looks it. Okay, we've got bone white, we've also got a pale skin, we've got a rosy skin, we've got a light skin, we've got a sunny skin, we've got a light flesh tones, we've also got basic flesh tones, we've got a pink flesh tones, we've got down in here a golden shadow, we've also got a brown shadow, and then we've got down in here a red shadows, again into the purples, purple shadows, and then obviously we've got deep shadows. beautiful. This is just a small part of the range. The range does carry on, but luckily for me, I saw the guys at MRP at the Mossen show in Hungary at the weekend, and they gave me a few of these to have a play with. I know Pixie will be absolutely delighted with these, and she's going to be using them on one of her upcoming figure painting builds that she'll be starting on shortly. So if you want to see more about these great paints, check Pixie out as she has a go using these on that particular model. So there we go, that is MRP's new flesh, I would call it, series of acrylic paints. A little bit thicker than standard MRPs if you're used to them, but can be used with their own thinner, which actually I have to say works beautifully, or if you like your standard retarders as well, and you'll have great effect with those.